For all of AI's incredible potential, there are still a lot of people who have concerns, and that's certainly valid. Now, we know relatively little about what this technology can become, and the way that it has developed in the last 6 months is staggering. I feel like our concerns fall into two main categories. Will it replace us? And will it outgrow, overtake, or destroy us? And that could be in the jobs, all that kind of stuff. Here's an interesting stat. By 2025, automation and a new division of labor between humans and machines will disrupt 85 million jobs globally. That's wild. So let's talk a little bit about the jobs. Do you guys think that AI is killing certain jobs and then bringing some in? Like, is it going to even itself out, or... Yes? No?
Well, yeah, of course. And I think it's just a newer technology that's probably going to just do something better than what was done before. We saw it.
Okay, wait. So if we lose, say, 80 million jobs, we're going to replace 80 million jobs with AI.
I don't think the numbers are going to be that high.
I think we would have to see. We don't have enough information right now. AI, as the way it is now, is still so new. We're going to have to let more time pass in order to see if those numbers are actually...
I honestly think if it is such a big risk and if we're going to lose so many jobs, I think, we would have to move to different structures of how we view how people get paid and universal income.
You know what? One thing I will say is, there's a big idea that we want to protect human work, and it comes especially in being an artist, right? I mean, I know guys who sell stock footage, and their revenue is completely tanked because you could just AI it in now and get your own stock footage. So let me ask you guys this. Is there a sense that we should protect human work, or we should allow AI to make those jobs more efficient, cheaper?
I think both.
How can you do both? How can you do both?
Well, you can. So I'm going to take the side on protecting jobs because I think that...
But doesn't that stop some sort of, or at least innovation in society?
No, it doesn't, because I think that what we have to remember is the jobs that are going to be replaced, the people that are probably in those jobs are in a demographic that can't go back to school and don't want to be retrained. So we have to take that into consideration. It doesn't mean you don't replace it at all. Maybe the rate at which it's replaced
slow
needs
the
to be
pace.
100%. Look at it with General Motors or with a big manufacturing company. When robotics came in and automation came in, there was no job retraining for those people. So instead of phasing it in at a slower pace, factory gets shut down, replaced with robotics, everybody loses their jobs. People lose $30 an hour jobs and are going to work for $12 an hour.
Do you guys think AI is a serious major threat right now?
Oh boy.
Like at this
I think
like at the stage that it's at, no?
Have you tried using AI, especially after the recent updates? Like we were talking off camera just a second ago, it gives you different, oh no, it was on camera. You were talking about how it gives you different names when you were on, it's
Well, so here's the interesting thing on that is it still requires individuals to input data. But what if it doesn't? What if it learns enough, and because ChatGPT is a model that learns from everything and make its own decisions? And
artificial intelligence is still something that was made by humans. So I don't know if we're going to get into a Terminator version where a robot is going to suddenly say that I am sentient and just do stuff without any sort of programming. But I definitely think that we are still in the beginning of the development of it. But sure, anything can become, we can use it in bad ways.
So one thing I will say is when you mention, I'm for people working, or like protect people work, protect human work. Well, okay, hold on a second. We saw come around the 2000 era when internet was a big thing, and then we lost a crap load of jobs due to the internet, and it replaced. So should we really even be concerned about AI? Because from a jobs perspective, though.
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
I think, people were concerned before. That's why we had the jobs replaced, right? So a level of concern has to be there for us to be able to come up with the things that are going to replace the jobs that we're losing.
But it's not going to end human society.
I wouldn't think in crisis mode. If you ever going to think in crisis mode, you're never going to get the solution. You're just going to be running like a chicken with head cut off, not really coming up with any tangible solutions to your problem.
Well, and what I think about as an artist is the beauty of creative things is the human element and how humans influence culture and make culture. So if parts of creativity are being infiltrated with something that is robotic, then you're taking some of the human element away from creativity. And then how much of culture is being shaped by a robot rather than a person. And I value human influence in the creative space, so that concerns me a lot.
Yeah, and I think there's always like people that do kind of have the same viewpoint, right? I also value people's creativity, human touch, and talking to people rather than robots. So obviously I'm not going to be completely for AI to replace everything. So I think, that's kind of another thing to keep in mind as well.
Yeah. Definitely. We'll get into it in the next segment. But when we come back, if it's here to stay, how do we ensure AI is used to benefit humanity? How do we control it? What do we do, guys? We'll explore it in the next segment. I'ma rule the world, yeah.